What is up guys, Dzeeff here, and last week I made a few different Toon videos, but one of the videos that I really liked making was the one where I tried to play Toons online, and it went pretty well, actually better than I expected. Still, I didn't think that Toons were a super competitive deck despite winning a few games. Toons are a deck that can pretty much only be played at a casual level right now, but against other casual decks, they're honestly not that bad. A lot of you guys in the comment section had your own suggestions for Toons as a deck. Now, some people suggested I try to play them as a rank 4 deck, which makes some sense because Mermaid and Harpy Lady and the other level 4s can special summon themselves for free, but there are other decks in the game that are much better at summoning rank 4s, so I wouldn't really suggest playing this deck as a rank 4 turbo strategy. Some other people suggested playing Anaconda to go into either Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer or Dragoon, and that's not a bad idea, especially if you really wanted to build a super competitive Toon deck. But honestly, I think people are pretty sick of seeing Anaconda in decks, so I'm probably not going to make a video with that engine, but it's not a bad idea to try out. Some other ideas that I really liked though were things like play NIBIRU so that you can steal the token with Comic Hand, or mix up the extra deck a little bit and add some different cards in there like Cyber/Harpy, because you can make that with Toon Harpy Lady, which was a pretty cool tech idea that I hadn't really thought of. Overall, I think my current Toon deck list is better than the one that I posted last week, but don't get too excited, Toons are still not that competitive of a deck. But I have been having a lot of fun playing this deck. I played this like all afternoon, and I got a few gameplays to show you guys in today's video. First though, let me tell you about today's sponsor. Today's video is sponsored by none other than Ridge Wallets. You guys have seen these guys a lot on my channel recently. They make these great wallets. They're really cool looking. They got all sorts of different styles and colors to choose from. And right now through December 7th, instead of the usual 10% off, you get 15% off through December 7th. These are great wallets. They are an excellent gift for a friend or a family member, or you can just buy them for yourself. Make sure to check out ridge.com/Dzeeff and use promo code Dzeeff for that 15% off through December 7th. You only have a few more days on that. Anyway, here is the current deck list, just in case you guys are curious. We have 3 copies of Toon BLS, 3 copies of Dark Magician, 2 copies of Red Eyes. You don't really want to draw this card. You want to special summon it with Blackstone. 1 copy of Toon Ancient Gear Golem. So you're not playing this card for its on-field effect. I mean, it can work sometimes, but the reason you're playing this card is because it's a level 8 Toon monster, so you can tribute it to summon Toon Blackluster Soldier. Usually, if you don't play level 8 monster, you have to tribute like 2 monsters to bring this card out, but if you play 1 level 8 monster, you can tribute just to that 1 monster, which is pretty good. 1 copy of Toon Cyber Dragon, 1 copy each of Mermaid and Harpy Lady, 3 copies of Blackstone. This is one of the most important cards in the deck. 3 copies of Nibiru, that's one of the newer cards. We have a bunch of really powerful spells here that you always play 3 copies of, so 3 Kingdom, 3 Toon Table, 3 Bookmark, 3 Page Flip, 3 Comic Hand, 1 Mimicat, 3 Extravagance, and 3 Lightning Storm. The extra deck actually has changed quite a bit. We are still playing a bunch of 2-ofs because you have to for Extravagance, but we have 2 copies of Red Eye's Flare Metal Dragon, 2 copies of Big Eye, 2 copies of a new card. So the other day we were playing a Red Eyes deck on stream and we were using this card, and I thought, hey, wait a second, you can play this in Toons as well. So basically this card can pop an opponent's monster, which is a good effect, but if you have a dragon as material, you can actually use it on your opponent's turn as well. So if you make this card with Red Eyes Toon Dragon, you can use that as a quick effect. 2 copies of number 38, 2 copies of Zeus, 2 copies of Cyber/Harpy Lady, 1 copy of Link Creepo, 1 copy of Relinquished Anima, and 1 copy of Chimera Tech Mega Fleet. Now I will mention here with the gameplay in today's video, I actually had a slightly different extra deck that was a little bit worse. I was still playing Bahamut Shark plus Toad because I forgot that I only had 1 Mermaid, but this really is the extra deck that you should be using. This is the one that I think works the best in this deck right now. You don't have 2 copies of Mermaid, so you don't need Bahamut Shark. Yeah, theoretically you could steal a level 4 water from your opponent with Comic Hand, but you really don't need to play Bahamut Shark if you're only playing 1 copy of Mermaid. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy the gameplay in today's video. unlike last video, I'm going to try to show not only wins, but also a few losses. I feel like with the last video, I gave the impression that Toons were some amazing deck because I only showed wins, but in today's video, I'm going to show you some wins and some losses so that you guys can really see what this deck is good at, but also what it kind of struggles with. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy the clips. You know, the weird thing about playing a going second deck is that you actually kind of want to lose the rock, paper, scissors to conceal that you're playing a going second deck. Okay, perfect. Because like if you win the rock, paper, scissors, but you choose to go second, then your opponent knows you're going to be playing something crazy. They're probably going to assume it's like Grenmaju, but little do they know we're actually playing Toons. Anyway, this hand is kind of nuts. Pot of Extravagance, always good to see. And then we have the 3 really good spell cards. So this is actually like probably the most ideal hand we could possibly draw. We are playing against Witchcrafter. Okay, so I'm not super familiar with what this deck is capable of in the TCG. I have played it against it in Duel Links a few times, but I think the spells just like add themselves back to the hand during the end phase or something. I don't really know. I'm not too afraid of Witchcrafters when I play like a regular deck, but when I'm playing Toons, it's a little bit tricky, so we'll see what our opponent is able to accomplish. Okay, so I think all we're really dealing with here is the one Madame Vere effect. So this thing can negate all of the face-up monsters on my side of the board, and that's a pretty good effect. Normally it has to discard 1 spell, but it looks like this card can be used in the back row as well. But yeah, we're worried about that one like Dark Ruler No More type effect. I think we can probably play through that though. I don't think it's going to be too hard. We'll see here. Kind of tricky because Toons have targeting prevention and destruction prevention with the Toon Kingdom, but against this card, that doesn't really matter, so we'll do that. But what is kind of funny is that this will actually allow my Toons to attack the turn they're summoned, which could be pretty good. So we did not draw into Toon Kingdom, so we will have to grab that with the Toon tables. So we'll add the Toon Kingdom to our hand, activate that. I wonder if I normal summon this card, if he'll try to use the Vere that early. That'd be kind of crazy. I don't know though, but we'll see. It is like one of the better cards in the deck. Looks like he's allowing it. So we're going to special summon that all-important Red Eyes Toon Dragon. From here, we'll activate the effect. That might make him use that negate. Okay, that will get the negate. That's fair. I think that's understandable. From here, let's see what we get off the Toon page flip. We really want to hit BLS, but we'll have to see. Right now, the Toon Red Eyes is allowed to attack, which is a huge deal that might actually help us OTK the opponent. So we're going to go for Toon Blackluster Soldier, Toon Dark Magician. Both of those would be great to get, and even Toon Cyber Dragon would be fine too, because we can use that to summon a Mega Fleet unless we banished the Mega Fleet. We did not banish the Mega Fleet, but we went for the Dark Magician anyway. So this is pretty good. So we can get rid of the... it's kind of debatable which one of these is better to get rid of. We'll get rid of the other Dark Magician, I guess. The Toon Ancient Gear Golem is really good because it's a 1-card tribute for the Toon Blackluster Soldier. Blackluster Soldier is very good as well because it can attack this turn too. And then we can go for Toon Bookmark. So we'll add the Comic Hand, and then we can steal that thing. Man, what if I played like a rank 8 in this deck? That'd be kind of nuts, actually. Okay, so we can't OTK, which makes me want to banish this card. Yeah, we'll just go to the battle phase. So we'll attack with this. Deal 1,000 damage on accident. So I guess we could have attacked over that and done 1,000 more damage, but it probably doesn't matter. I kind of forgot that this could attack directly, and I just kind of was clicking buttons. Okay. So that goes, and then we go to main phase 2. And then one new card, I know I talked about it already, but that I didn't have in the older deck list that I think is really good is this Darkest Dragon Doom Rider. We were just playing a Red Eyes deck the other day on stream, and this card is like really good in that deck. And I was like, wait a second, this can be used in Toons as well. So this card's pretty cool. It's like a quick effect to pop an opponent's monster, which is kind of nice. It also gives you some attack, which is not bad either. So what's really crazy here is that the Madam can actually be used because we keep it with the Comic Hand, and it still has that quick effect to discard a spell. So we can actually discard the Toon page flip to negate one of our opponent's monsters, or potentially more than one monster. But as far as I know with Witchcrafters, I think they usually just like normal summon one monster and then use its Lone Fire Blossom ability. But I think this board is actually like pretty good for Toons. We have 2 interruptions. We have like some follow-up if we don't use this interruption. And we have the BLS on the board already. Can't be targeted or destroyed. Pretty strong. Oh, he's playing Brave tokens. Okay. That makes it a little bit worse for us. I'm not really familiar with the Brave tokens yet. I am aware of the engine, but because they're OCG cards, I have not really played against them very much, so might screw this up a little bit. Right now in this program, which is YGO Omega, a lot of people ask about that, but it is YGO Omega. In the TCG casual rooms, for some reason, you're allowed to use OCG cards, and in the OCG rooms, you're allowed to use TCG cards. The only difference is that in the TCG one, you are using the TCG ban list, but yeah, it's kind of annoying. So like right here, our opponent, even though we are playing in a TCG room, is allowed to play OCG cards, which is a bit frustrating, but you know, it is what it is. This site, or not really site, this app is in beta still, so they're always making new adjustments. This is an adjustment that I'm not super thrilled about, but hopefully they'll change it in the future sometime. We can go, this is rough. He only has one card in hand though, so if I go this, and then target this, he'll be forced to negate, and then I can do the Madam effect, I guess. Not bad. And then we'll give the Madam attack points, so then they can't run it over in battle. Okay. That's actually a pretty good situation for me. I think the Witchcrafter cards all require you to like discard a spell, so they're going to be kind of out of luck here with only one card in hand. But yeah, so I don't really know why they allow you to use OCG cards on this particular app, but it is like kind of frustrating in my opinion, but it is what it is, I guess. So we can go for the Toon table, and I think we actually want to go for another Comic Hand to steal the token and then attack for game. I think that's pretty easy, right? Toon Bookmark, such a crazy card, by the way. It's so good that they printed this. Because Comic Hand was never searchable as far as I know with any of like the normal cards, but with Toon Bookmark, it actually is searchable, so I like that a lot. This will be game here, yeah. Easy peasy. We don't even care about OCG cards getting played against us. We can still win. Yeah, the Comic Hand, big deal for Toon players. I know people already know that, but I'm still like discovering new ways to win with Comic Hand. It's such an important card for this deck. I never know with these videos if you guys want me to keep in the games that I lose. Because we just lost like a few in a row because our opponent was able to like combo off on turn one, and while the deck does have some board breaking cards like Lightning Storm and Nibiru, as I kind of mentioned in the intro of this video, Nibiru oftentimes isn't enough by itself to actually stop combo players from going off. Even the more casual combo decks usually have a way to play through the Nibiru. That's why initially I wasn't like a big fan of Nibiru in this deck. I still think it is good in this deck because of the Comic Hand interaction, but it's not like as overpowered as some people in the comment section of the last video are making it out to be. It is a good card, but it's not like the greatest card by itself. And one of the things that I found challenging while trying to build a Toon deck, not only last week but this time as well, was that you don't have a lot of room for experimentation in your list. There are so many mandatory 3-of cards that you can't really like fit in a bunch of hand traps in this deck to try and go second and actually stop your opponent from doing anything. So we do some pretty good cards here. Toon Page Flip and BLS, pretty strong. Let's go normal summon this guy. See if our opponent does anything. Activate the Toon Kingdom. So we'll go for this. We'll special summon the Black Luster Soldier from our hand. Always nice to see that. From there, we will get Super Polyed for the zombie fusion monster. Yeah. I kind of figured that he would have it. Okay, so that's fine. We're okay. We can Toon Page Flip for Dark Magician, hopefully. Dark Magician or BLS would both be pretty good. If I don't get that, what do I want? Not really any of these cards. I guess Ancient Gear Golem because it's big. What did we get? We got the Ancient Gear Golem. Okay. It was kind of weird because there were only 2 good targets there. Usually you can go for the BLS and the Dark Magician and the Cyber Dragon, but right here, this was our only option. Now, if he summoned this in the extra monster zone, would have been pretty good, right, to go for Cyber Dragon, but he did not. From there, we will activate the Toon table, adding another BLS to our hand, and I think I will actually banish the back row. We'll see what he can do here. Okay, yeah, that's pretty good. We did cut him off of that, though, and we can Comic Hand the Nether Soul Dragon. I think we actually run over the Unizombie. The Eldritch doesn't really do that much to us right now. Okay, so Nether Soul attacks the Eldritch so that we can summon a 2500 attack token. And then this attacks the Unizombie to cut him off from some plays on the next turn. So he's actually like kind of out of cards, interestingly enough. Also, I just realized that he used the Eldixir to summon the Eldritch in the graveyard instead of one in his deck. I wonder if he opened up 2 copies of his card. Yeah, I think we're just gonna pass there. Oh my gosh, top deck Solitaire. Yeah, that's pretty good. This is not looking good for us, especially because we have like no follow-up, because we just have the Red Eyes Toon Dragon, which doesn't really do anything by itself. Now if we draw a Pot of Extravagance for turn, that would be a pretty good draw. I feel like we really need 2 cards to make this work. Or if we just drew like Toon Page Flip or a way to get to that card, that'd be pretty good. Yeah, okay, so see you later BLS, probably. Yep. He actually can't really out the dragon though, kind of interesting here. Perfect, right on time. Definitely didn't want that last turn. Okay, so let's go for stone. Shuffle that back. Please don't have a response. Oh my gosh, the Ice Dragon's Prison? Wow. That's what he drew off the sucker effect, right? Wow, that was crazy. Like the 2 perfect draws in a row. The Solitaire for turn, I think, and then the Ice Dragon's Prison off of the sucker effect. Man, that was pretty close though. I'm actually surprised how well we did against all those like forms of interruption. I keep winning these rock, paper, scissors, but I don't want to. Okay, not terrible. Pretty bad actually. We're looking at a lot of cards that don't really do anything in our hand here. Man, I feel like we draw the Red Eyes Toon Dragon like every game, even though we only play 2. Dark Magicians, okay. So this deck used to be basically a joke, but with some recently released support, well, recently within the last couple of years, the deck's actually pretty formidable against other rogue decks. Not really a competitively viable deck at the moment, and usually they end on more than set 2 pass, but yeah, I don't even think we can do anything here, surprisingly. But we'll bookmark and try to see what the Toon Page Flip can get us. Activate bookmark. This matchup is pretty much unwinnable, by the way, because the Dark Magic Circle can just banish Toon Kingdom. Judgment on the Toon bookmark? That's really rude. I guess I'll pass. Man, Judgment on the Toon bookmark. Who would have thought? OP has Magician Souls. That's pretty crazy. The Dark Magicians. Pretty cool card. I'm not giving up hope yet, but I don't think we'll be able to win. We are going to activate Toon Kingdom. We are going to attempt to Comic Hand the Dark Magicians. Rivalry, okay. Yeah, that's pretty annoying. I do play spellcasters. We have the Toon Dark Magician, but can't really put that on the board right now. Yeah, Rivalry is a really good card. Oh, top deck the Red Eyes Fusion. Man, we're just getting so unlucky today. Attempt to use the Dark Magicians, and he can negate. Oh, he didn't negate. Okay. So this is why I didn't want to play Dragoon in my Toon deck. Yeah, it would make it better, but then it's like I'm not really playing Toons. I'm just playing like Anaconda Turbo, which I think you guys have probably seen enough of out there. I know a lot of people play decks like that, which is fine. You know, I've even posted some Dragoon Turbo decks or some DPE Turbo decks and stuff like that. Like those are really popular cards right now, but it's not as exciting as winning with actual Toons. But luckily, the Toon Kingdom can kind of keep us in the game here a little bit. I think our current win condition is just attacking directly. Wait. Toon's best deck.